2021, where you had indicated to the court that you wanted to lay charges against Mr. Meyiwa. Do you recall that?
Uma siqeda ke izolo besisakhulumisa sixoxisana ke ngalo lezibithi leli ke eliRR 1 la ubusho khona ke ukuthi kwakuyisifiso sakhe sokuthi ke ubophisa noma ke uthwesa amacala ngakuyena uMeyiwa usakhumbula?
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo.
That's correct, my lord.
And the presiding officer then postponed the matter to the 2nd of February 2021, but before doing that, she indicated to you that a legal aid attorney will be provided to you in the regional court so that you can pursue whatever complaints and otherwise you had with Mr. Meyiwa, correct?
Lase icala liyahlehliswa ke lihlehliselwa zona ke i2 kuFebruary kuona unyaka ka2021 kodwa ngaphambi kwalokho ke iMarch yase ikusho ke kwena noma ichazela ke ukuthi unelungelo ke lokuthi wenzeke isicelo noma ke ummeli uzomthola wayo illegal aid kodwa icala lona liyandluliswa lase manje lidluliselwa ke e-regional court ila ke loyo mmeli loyo ezokusiza ke ngaloko wena ubukhala ngako mayelana noMeyiwa. Yes, my lord.
Now, at the regional court in Tlhabane, because we don't have those records here, did you pursue this matter with whatever legal aid attorney was allocated to you to proceed to complain and lay charges against Mr. Meyiwa?
Icala selindlulileke manje liye kwenkantolo kabathi mabibiza ke phecelezi ke i-regional court. Ingabe so umtholileke ummeli loyo wombuso noma we-legal aid waqhubeka yini ke nalokho office ukuthi uqhubeke ngakho kokuthi ke uthwesa amacala noma ubophise yena uMeyiwa?
Angiqhubeka Nkosi enkantolo ngakhuluma ngalesi sikhathi ngemxosha.
I did not proceed, my lord. I only spoke at the time I terminated his mandate.
Kodwa namanje mangemphambi Nkosi enkantolo ngisenaso isifiso sokuqhubekela phambili.
But even now, my lord, as I'm standing before this court, I still have that wish, or I still want to proceed.
Okay, now let's deal with that exhibit RR1 in brackets 1 and exhibit RR. Now we go back to the date of the 22 of June 2020.
Manje ke sizoya ke masibheka lana ke soya kwilanga ke langa i22 zika June kunyaka ke ka2020.
Yeah.
Yes.
On that day you were taken to Tlhabane according to Tlhabane Magistrates Court according to evidence led in this honorable court. Now my question to you is, did you appear in person, physically in front of a magistrate, just like here in court you appearing in front of the learned justice?
Ngalelo langa lelo ke ubufakazi obethuliwe phambi kwalenkantolo ukuthi waya ke kwinkantolo iyase Tlhabane ngalelo langa i22 zika June 2020. Manje umbuzo wami uthi ke nanjengoba manje yabona manje kukanjani la enkantolo kunemehlukeli phambi kwakho nalapho wafika yini wangena ngaphakathi enkantolo wayibona imanje ihlezi lapha esitulweni sakhe nge22 yebo
ngelanga lokuqala nqa.
Was it the very same first day? Yebo baba.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo mina ngingena ngaphakathi ngishithi lapha kwakuvalwe ngedanger tape Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord, I did not go inside. It was they had cordoned off there with a tape.
Now your testimony on that aspect is that a prosecutor then came to the car in which you had traveled in to confirm that indeed you are the person that Mohane brought at court together with the documents accompanying you to court, correct?
Manje ke ubufakazi bakho mayelana naloko buthi umshushisi weza emotweni la owawuhlezi kuyona wena ezobheka noma ezokwenza isiqiniseko sokuthi impela uwena lo osemotweni noma uMohane aze naye.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo weza uMohane na umshushisi ngaze emveni kwesikhathi uthi kahle kahle lemuntu ngumshushisi oqhubeka kwecala lonele enhlanga seRustenburg.
Yes, my lord, Mohane and the prosecutor came to the vehicle. I only got to know afterwards that the person that came with Mohane was the prosecutor in the matter of possession of ammunition in Rustenburg.
And what was the sex and race or ethnicity of that prosecutor?
Lo muntu lona ke owayehamba nomkhane othi wazi kamuva ke ukuthi kwakuwumshushisi kwakumuntu wesilisa umuntu wesifazane umuntu omhlophe umuntu omnyama
Umuntu omnyama Nkosi enkantolo.
it was a black person
Umuntu obaba nje usekhulile.
an elderly gentleman
And as he comes to observe, inspect you, the prosecutor, did he speak anything to you?
esezile ke ezokubheka noma ezokubuka ke umshushisi loyo ke wakhuluma nawe
Cha Nkosi enkantolo kwehliswa nje ifastela kuphela wangibona wasekhuluma nawe nabo komabhena ngaphansi angizwa ngikhulunywa Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord, it's just the window that was slightly tilted down and then moved aside and spoke to the likes of Mabena, but I couldn't hear what they were speaking about.
Now, on the next appearance, which is the 29th of June 2020, it is noted on Exhibit RR that the court is not working and then that you were not brought to court because you were isolated due to an incident relating to COVID-19. Do you recall that date?
Just a moment. Okay.
Exhibit
Lana nge 29 zika June 2020 kubhaliwe ke ukuthi inkantolo yayingasebenzi umsolwa akalethiwe ngenxa ke yemgomoko noma imbandela ke ye COVID. Yiloko kubhaliwe okwenzeka ngazo i29 ku June 2020 ukuthi awulethwe inkantolo engasebenzi nokuthi futhi nawe ke awuzange uvele ngaphambi kwenkantolo ngendaba ye COVID.
Yebo Nkosi enkantolo ngiyazwa kodwa angisawakhumbula amalanga.
Yes, my lord, I can hear or I do hear that, but I cannot remember the dates.
Okay, but do you recall that at some stage you were isolated due to COVID that necessitated you not to be taken to court?
Kodwa ke ingabe usakhumbula yini kunalento ke la umuntu wayeqhelelaniswa khona ke kunabanye noma ngahlangani ke nabanye abantu uma kuukuthi kutholakele ke ene COVID usakhumbula yini ke ukuthi awuzange uye enkantolo wena ke ngenxa yalelo daba le COVID?
Kusenkantolo ngisakhumbula khona ilanga kufanele ngihambe ngalo ngenkantolo eRustenburg idate ngisakhumbula wafika khona usayitshena umkhalo wangithatha wangisa kwenye indawo ethi yongicheck icorona kodwa ama results ngwathola namanje.
I do recall a date or a particular day, my lord, when I was supposed to attend court in Rustenburg, but I didn't go. Mukhane came and took me, my lord, and said that I had to go and test for corona or for COVID, but I've never received the results.
Which say the prosecutor is addressing the court and he says, so sorry, let me read back, perhaps where the court is asking Mr. Mokhapesi. And he says, Mr. Mokhapesi, and he says, no, they are coming in from the side. I see that the gentleman more or less behind you, he has got a document in his hand. Just check if it's in the correct courtroom. And the prosecutor said, he said he is here for today, Your Worship, first appearance. And the court asks, is it a first appearance? Let's stop there.
Lana ke inkantolo ikhulumisana noma ke ixoxisana naye ke umnumzana uMokhapesi athi cha beza ke baqhamuka ngakulolu hlangothi lolo ngiyabona ke umlisa loyo osemuva kwakho unephepha noma ke amaphepha waphethe esandleni kuyena awumbhekeke ukuthi usenkantolo efanele yini noma ekuyiyona yini umshushisi uthe ulana ke uzele namuhla lana esho kuyona ke inkosi yenkantolo uzovela ke phambi noma inkantolo ihlandla lokuqala inkantolo yase ibuza ke ihlandla lokuqala yini ezobingelela imantshi.
Now do you recall this date of the 13th of July 2020? According to the court's question and the prosecutor's answer, that was your first appearance now in court, in person at Tlhabane Magistrates Court. Do you recall this date?
Ingabe leli langa leli ke langa yi-13 kuJuly 2020 uyalikhumbula yini? Ngoba ke uma kufundwa lokhu okubhaliwe lana ke phakathi kwemantshi kanye naye ke umshushisi kwakuyilanga lakho lokuqala ubingelela imantshi. Ingabe uyalikhumbula yini leli langa leli?
Kosenkantolo njengoba ngithi amalanga ngisawakhumbula kungenzeka mhlambe ngendlela ebhalwe lapha phansi kosenkantolo.
My Lord, as I've indicated that I cannot recall the dates, it is possible as it is written here.
Now, what is of pivotal importance is the fact that was put to you yesterday, in contrast to your testimony that you did not meet Mr. Mujiako in court on the 13th of July 2020, and therefore he did not represent you. I just want to clarify that aspect now in relation to now what is contained in Exhibit RR in brackets 1. Let me repeat, let me shorten it. Now, your testimony before this was finished to us, RR1, was that you had never previously seen Mr. Mujiako representing you at the Tlhabane Magistrates Court, and that you had not seen him. We call that evidence.
Ngaphambilini kokuthi sinikweke leli phepha noma lama phepha lana ke esinawo ke manje phambi kwethu ushilo wena kubufakazi bakho uma wethula ubufakazi bakho ukuthi ke ngaphambi ongakaze uhlangane nomjiyako kuleyona le yankantolo yaseTlhabane.
Kosenkantolo ngethemba ngicacisile phambi kwenkantolo ukuthi mangena mina ngithi ngisangena eminyaka ngakangena lapha kufanele ngingene khona phambi kwenkantolo kusukuma umuntu ekhuluma sekuthiwa hayi phuma uhambeke ngeke ngithi mina ngibona umuntu lapho ongumelwa ngoba umuntu mayefaka imask efaka amadimasi ngizombona na futhi lo muntu wayengezi enkos'enkantolo ePro Station.
My Lord, I think I believe that I've said this before this court, that just as I was about to enter, I didn't even enter, I was about to enter, and then someone stood up, and then I was then told and addressed the court, and then I was told to leave. So that person had never even visited me or came to consult with me in the police station, my Lord. So, and this person was wearing a mask as well as glasses. So I wouldn't even say that that person was representing me.
Ngoba no magistrate ayike into angibuza ukuthi lo muntu ngiyamazi kube mhlambe wangibuza.
Because even the magistrate, my Lord, never asked me anything as to whether I knew this person. Maybe if the magistrate had asked me.
Now, did you instruct Mr. Mujiako to appear for you on the 13th of July at the Tlhabane Magistrates Court?
Laba khona yini elisuka kuwena noma eliphuma kuwena elithi kumjiyako ngimele noma woza ube umeli wami ngeyi-13 zikaJuly enkantolo yaseTlhabane?
Kosenkantolo azange ngikhulume na nokuthi wayetshena ubani ukuthi ngenkantolo eTlhabane ngimazi phela umuntu ngangaxhumani naye.
Never spoke to him, my Lord, and also the fact that as to who informed him that I was going to court in Tlhabane, I don't know who did that because there was no communication, contact between myself and this person.
And when Mr. Mujiako addressed the court in Rustenburg, when he addressed the court at the Tlhabane Magistrates Court, amongst other things he says, we are prepared to apply for bail. Did you give Mr. Mujiako instructions to apply for bail for you?
Kokunye ke akusho enkantolo yaseTlhabane umjiyako kwakuwukuthi ke simisele ukuthi ke senze noma siqhubeke nesicelo sebail. Ingabe khona wakusho wena kuyena ukuthi ke akakwenzele isicelo sebail?
Kosenkantolo lonto ngiqala ukuyizwa lapha phambi kwenkosenkantolo lena lapha engikhona njengamanje.
The first time I heard that from my Lord was in this court.
Futhi inkosenkantolo ngangakujabulela mina mangithola ibail noma bengangathi ngizobuyela emsebenzini.
And I would have appreciated, my Lord, if bail was granted because I would have gone back to work.
Futhi ngangakujabulela mhlawumbe wena magistrate ubhale lapha ukuthi wangibuza ukuthi serious ibail ngiyayifuna.
And I would also have appreciated it if it was noted here, my Lord, whether I was asked by the magistrate if I wanted to be released on bail.
Manje lokho kukhulunywa kwenkosenkantolo angikwazi.
But now, my Lord, that which is being spoken here, I know nothing about.
Now, since your arrest on the 16th of June 2020 until you appeared in Tlhabane Court on the 22 June 2020, did you consult with Mr. Mujiako pertaining to this matter or the matter that is before this honorable court being Fosnoras 636 of 10/2014.
Ukusuka ngaso isikhathi owaboshwa ngaso kuyi-16 zikaJune 2020 kwaze kwayoba ilanga lokuqala uvela ke enkantolo eTlhabane ngeyi-22 zikaJune 2020 ingabe wahlala yini phansi naye umjiyakho nikhuluma ke nikhulumisana lokho kuthiwa phecelezi ke uconsult phakathi kommeli nalowo amele nihlale phansi nixoxe nikhulumisane ngecala lona icala leli eliphambi kwalenkantolo leli laseFosloraso 636/10/2014.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo lo muntu ngithi namanje azange afika kimi uma namanje azange afika kimi.
No, my lord, I am saying that this person never came to consult with me. Even now, I'm still saying that yet never came to consult with me.
Now, yesterday, a letter was placed on record, and the essence thereof was Mujiyako Attorneys Incorporating withdrawing as your attorney of record from representing you in any matters. Was that letter, as that letter of Mujiyako, allegedly, was that letter sent on you?
Kunencwadi efundiwe la enkantolo ebuya ke kule nkampani ke abameli noma la umjiyakho ayesebenza khona ke kuleyo letter noma leyo ncwadi ke uma ifundwa khona la enkantolo ishilo ukuthi manje bona ke babe sebehoqa nanjengabameli bakho bengasaqhubeki ukuthi bazomela wena. Ingabe leyo ncwadi leyo ke nanjengomuntu ekuthiwa ke noma ekusola ukuthi wayemelwe umjiyakho wayinikezwa yini leyo ncwadi wena kwathiwa nanji ke incwadi kule ncwadi ithi umjiyakho akasaqhubeki nokumela wena.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo ngiqala ukuyibona lapha ngoba ifundiwa lapha phambili Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord, the first time I saw it was when it was read here in court.
And Mujiyako come to you at any police station that you were arrested to personally inform you that he's withdrawing from representing you.
Ingabe umjiyakho weza yini kuwena noma kwakuyiphi ipolice station owugcinwe kuyona ke ezokutshela ke manje ke ukuthi lalela ke ndoda angisaqhubeki nokuba ummeli wakho.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo akazafika yimi Nkosi enkantolo ngamxoshayo nje eRustenburg.
No, my lord, he never arrived or he never came. I'm the one who terminated his mandate in Rustenburg.
Now, the appearance of the 20th of August 2020 and the gist thereof at line 9, from line 9 onwards, is that Mr. Mujiyako is appearing in the Thabane Magistrates Court purportedly on your behalf. He then informs the court that you are abandoning the bail application. Did you give such an instruction to Mr. Mujiyako?
Just okay. Ngelanga sorry ngey 20 zika August. Can I just get there? My apologies, ma'am. Ngey 20 zika August Mr. Mujiyako ke ummeli wakho nanje ufika kuyona.
Let's go to RR1, Mr. Jonas, to make it easy. RR in brackets 1.
Yes, that's where I'm paging. I'm now on
At
this.
page 22.
I'm on the 17.
At page 22.
Sorry, my lord. Okay. Yes.
So let me read just from line 8, 9, 10. Line 8, the court says, Mr. Mujiyako, that's a question mark, and Mr. Mujiyako then addresses the court and he says, as the court pleases, Your Worship, I apologize this morning for arriving late. Your Worship, I have received instructions from Mr. Ntanzi that he wishes to abandon his bail application.
So the question is?
The question is, did you give Mr. Mujiyako this instruction to
Okay.
abandon bail on your behalf?
Ngaleli langa ke langa 20 zika August 2020 lana ke umnumzana umjiyako uyakhuluma ke ukhuluma enkantolo asho ke ukuthi uyaxolisa ke uxolisa kuyona ke imantshi ngokuthi ke efika emuva ke kwesikhathi abese yaqhubeke ke athi Nkosi enkantolo namuhla ke ngitsheliwe ke noma ke ngitsheliwe uyena umnumzana uNtanzi ukuthi akusesona isifiso sakhe noma isifiso sakhe ukuthi angasaqhubeki noma akasaqhubeki ngaso isicelo sebail. Ingabe umbuzo uthi ke manje wakusho yini wena lokho kumjiyako ukuthi cha awusafisi ukuthi ungaqhubeka nesicelo sebail?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo akaze ngikhulume naye mina.
No, my lord, I never spoke to him.
Ngoba ngisho namanje ukuthi ngangizokujabulela ukuphuma ngibuyele emsebenzini Nkosi enkantolo.
As I'm saying, even now, my lord, that I would have appreciated being released and to go back to work.
And I just want to wrap up this issue of Mr. Mjiako with two questions. The first one is, did you personally, as somebody that was employed before you were arrested, did you personally financially instruct Mr. Mjiako to appear on your behalf? Did you pay him to appear on your behalf?
Ngiqale ngale mibuzo emibili ke mangisengizoqeda ke ngalolu daba lolu kaMjiyako. Nanjengomuntu owayesebenza ngaphambilini kokuthi uboshwe, wena ke ikhona yini imali owayikhipha kuyona ke ukuthi ukhokhela uMjiyako ukuthi abe ummeli wakho?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo ayikho.
No, my lord, I didn't.
And as well, I think I also asked you this previously, but I'll ask it again. Did you sign any special power of attorney, a general power of attorney, appointing Mr. Mjiako to take care of your legal problems as your lawyer to advise you?
Manje khona yini incwadi wayisayinda la unikeza khona ke uMjiyako amagunya ukuthi ke yena nanjengommeli akumele ukuthi noma liphi udaba oluphathelene nezomthetho ekube uyena okusizayo kulona?
Nkosi enkantolo ayikho incwadi engayisanayo mina ngazi 24 ngiqala ukumbona ayikho incwadi angineke ngoba wathi kimi uzofika kimi namhlanje ngisalindile Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord, there is no documentation or document that I signed. Even on the 24th, when I saw him for the very first time, I never signed anything. He just said to me that he will come and see me. I am still waiting for him.
Now, after the withdrawal letter that was read yesterday was served on the DPP or NPA, did Mjiako Attorneys Incorporated or Mr. Mjiako himself issue a letter of demand for the legal fees that they say you owe them?
Isifundiweke lencwadi befundwa la izolo la besho khona ukuthi abasaqhubeki nokumela. Ikhona yini incwadi wayithola incwadi ethi ndoda wena ke imali ke ekufanele usikhokhe yona yilena manje ke sesithi kuwena ke na imali esiyifunayo kuwena. Ingabe ikhona yini incwadi ekanjalo owayithola la bathi kuwena ke kunemali obakolota yona?
No,
my lord, I didn't.
Now, let us move on to this aspect at Phokeng, where you were taken now after the so-called ammunition was found in your residence. You recall that incident?
Siyamanje ke lo daba la Phokeng la bathi khona ke bathola ke le inhlamvu lezi kuwena.
From your place, your testimony is that from your residence you were then transported back at Phokeng SAPS. But the point that I want to come to is this. It was put to you by my learned colleague, Mr. Sibande, that via the entry, OB entry from Phokeng, that you were placed at the cells in Phokeng. Were you placed at the cells in Phokeng?
Manje ke senibuya ke la ohlala khona besho ke ukuthi bathole le inhlamvu lezi bethi ke manje seniyahamba ne police station akushilo ke kuwena umshushisiko Mr. Sibanda ukuthi ke makufika khona lapha yana wafaka ke kuma cell asePhokeng.
Cha Nkosi enkantolo kaze ngene emaseleni ngangihlele emotweni Nkosi enkantolo amasela asePhokeng angiwazi ukuthi kanjani Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord, I was never taken into the cells in Phokeng. I was seated in the vehicle. I don't even know how the cells in Phokeng look like.
And you testified that the notice of rights, the SAP 14 capital A, was brought to you while seated at the motor vehicle and you signed it. Is that your testimony?
Ushilo futhi nokuthi ke leya ncwadi ekule ncwadi mamphoyisa ayibiza ke bathi SAP 14A yilena la khona ekubhalwe khona ke amalungelo ngokomthetho sisekelo. Ushilo ukuthi leyo ncwadi leyo bayiletha uhlezi emotweni.
Wayiletha Sergeant Mkhane Nkosi enkantolo.
Yes, Sergeant Mkhane brought it, my lord.
Now, related to that, another aspect came up, which is two officers, Mr. Molefe and Mr. Ramaja, noted in the OB that you were examined in the cells and that you had no visible injuries.
Babili ke noma mabili ke amaphoyisa akhona lapho uMolefe kanye naye uRamaja abathi ke khona lapho kuma cell alapho wabhekwa ke kwatholakala ukuthi ke akunakulimala noma sorry asime
I want to object to this. In that entry, my lord, there's no way it's written examined. It was just an entry that was noted, which says no injuries.
Yes.
As the court pleases, my lord, I'm getting conflicting. Apparently, from what Mr. Baloi just whispered to me, is that it was an entry saying they conducted cell visits, and this notation on recordal was made. But do you recall at any stage, whether in the car or in the cells, Sergeant Molefe and Ramaja coming to you and noting that you've got no visible injuries on your person?
Noma kwakusemotweni noma kwakukhona ke kuma cell ingabe uyakhumbula yini uSergeant Molefe kanye naye uSergeant Ramaja beza kuwena ke bezobheka ke ukuthi awulimele yini la kuwena akukho nje ukulimala okubonakalayo la kuwena?
Nkosi enkantolo alikho iphoyisa eleza ke Nkosi enkantolo ngaphandle kwamkhani lo ngangihamba nawe ezongisayina isiphepha sahamba emveni kwalokho Nkosi enkantolo.
My lord, no police officer came to me except Mokhane, who came with a document to have me sign the documents, and thereafter we left.
Okay, let's move on. Now, according to the entry at Pretoria North SAPS police station, where from Rustenburg you were then detained on the 16th of June 2020. It says that you were detained and booked in under the Nongoma CAS 163 of 10, 2020. Do you recall that was put to you by my learned colleague, Mr. Sibanda?
163 of 10?
163 of 10, 2020.
Yes. Uma ke manje ke ukhumbula ke uma uba uvalele noma ugciniwe khona lapho ke ePretoria North ngokwaloko kubhaliwe ke khona lapha ezincwadini ukuthi ugcinwa kwakho noma ukuvalelwa kwakho lapha yana wawuvalelwe ngaphansi kwecala lakwaNongoma le163 ka10 2020.
Nkosi enkantolo namanje ngisasho lapha Nkosi enkantolo. Nkosi enkantolo azange ngiboshele icala kwaNongoma.
I still maintain before this court, my lord, that I was never arrested for a Nongoma case.
Nkosi enkantolo mangiboshiwa mina ngangiboshele icala lengilapha ngalo phambi Nkosi enkantolo.
When I was arrested, my lord, I was arrested for this matter that I am appearing before this court on.
Now, on the 16th of June 2020, at phase 2, when the two police officers knocked, they introduced themselves, they show you appointment cards and the like. What was the allegations that they told you that we are looking for you for these allegations? Was that the Nongoma case, or was that the case before court now for Sloras CAS 636 of 10, 2014?
Manje ke ngazo i-16 zika June 2020 ngathi ke amaphoyisa lawa amabili ke engqongqotha ke eminyango wavulela ke bazethula ke kuwena ke basho ukuthi bawobani. Uma besho kuwena ukuthi insolo esikufunela zona yilezi bathini ke bathi insolo zeqala la kwaNongoma noma leli eliphambi kwenkantolo njengamanje?
Babekhuluma ngaleli cala phambi Nkosi enkantolo.
They were referring to this matter before the court now, my lord.
Now, after your arrest on the 16th of June 2020 until today, the 16th of February 2024, has Mohane, as the investigating officer of that Nongoma case, booked you out and interrogated, interviewed you, or talked to you about the allegations in the Nongoma case?
Ukusuka ngalo ilanga langa yi-16 kuJune 2020 kuze kube namuhla ke kuyi-16 zikaFebruary ngo-2024 ingabe umukhanya wake weza kuwena wakhipha wahlala nawe phansi wakhulumisana nawe futhi wakubuza ke imibuzo noma kuhloma imibuzo ngalo icala lakwaNongoma?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord.
Now, after the prosecutor in Sloras declined to place this Nongoma case on the roll on the 19th of June 2020, have you subsequently appeared in court in Nongoma regarding this matter, the Nongoma case 16310 of 2020?
Emuva ke kokuthi umshushisi engazange aqhubekeke noma ke alile ukuthi lecala leli ke lakwaNongoma alifake ke kuhla lwamacala ngazo i-19 zika June 2020 u16310 2020. umshushisi selingekho ke lelo cala enkantolo ngalelo langa ingabe likhona yini ihlandla noma ilanga la owaya khona ke enkantolo wayovela noma kwaNongoma uvelela khona icala leli lakwaNongoma?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord.
And do you know any of the accused person or accused persons or convicted persons on that Nongoma case?
Bakhona yini abantu baziyo ababingelela imantshi noma ke baya enkantolo beyela lona lelo cala lelo abasolwa noma abamangalelwa noma ke ukuthi abantu abalahlwa yicala kulona lelo cala lakwaNongoma? Bakhona abantu baziyo?
Nkosi enkantolo angebazi mina phambi Nkosi enkantolo ngisho ukuthi mina umuntu mangangibuza ukuthi ingoma ekuphi yona answer engayiphendula lezi zamacala ngizazi Nkosi enkantolo.
I did say before this court, my lord, that I don't know them. The only thing that I mentioned before this court that I was to be asked about is where is the singing or the dancing or the traditional singing or dancing, my lord. Then I would be able to answer that, but not issues related to court cases.
Now, at Pretoria North, in the boardroom on the 17th of June 2020, when you spoke to police officers, including Mabena Mohane Mohola, were you questioned about this Nongoma case? Did they ask you questions about this Nongoma case?
Manje ke senilaphayana ke Pretoria North ngey 17th ka June 2020 nikhuluma nabo ke oMabena oMukhane kukhona yini abakubuza kona bekubuza mayelana necala leli lakwaNongoma?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo ngiqala ukuzwa ngabe khuluma la eboxini bethi mina nginecala kwaNongoma. Bayilanga lokuqala ngiqala ukuzwa lonto Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord, the very first time I heard about that was when they testified about it here in court.
Now let's move on to the 18th of June, the events of the 18th of June 2020. Now you have testified about Gininda threatening you at Carltonville on the 18th. Evidence?
Uyakhumbula yini ubufakazi bakho mayelana ke nesehlakalo sange 18 ka June 2020 la owathi khona ke uGininda wakusabisa khona eCarltonville?
Yebo.
Yes.
Now it was put to you that you are embroidering your testimony, you are patching up your testimony regarding that aspect. It never happened. What is your comment?
Kushiwe ke noma ushilo ke umshushisi kuwena ke ukuthi cha yinto nje wena ke leyo ozakhela yona ukuthi akaze kwenzeke lokho. Uthini wena kulokho?
Mina ngivumelana lento ayikhuluma ngumshushisi Nkosi enkantolo.
I disagree with what was put to me by the state, my lord.
And at Carltonville on the 18th of June 2020, did you make any utterances, remarks to Gininda pertaining this matter that he felt that were tantamount to a confession according to him?
Manje ke ngalo ilanga leliya akhuluma ngalo ke uBrigadier Gininda la nge-18 ka June khona eCarltonville, kukhona yini owakusho wena ke kuyena uBrigadier Gininda lokho okwaholela ekuthini ke yena ke uBrigadier Gininda athi lokhu engikutshelwa ke uNtanzi uyavuma ke uNtanzi noma uNtanzi uyagonyuluka ke kuloko angitshela khona yini owakhuluma kuyena wena?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo akukho ngaphandle kwena ekhuluma ke mengisabisa kuphela.
No, my lord, there's nothing except that which he spoke to me and threatening me.
Now, there at Carltonville, did you tell Gininda that you wanted to make a statement to an independent officer?
Khona lapho eCarltonville washo yini wena kuGininda ukuthi ufisa ukwenza istatement kumuntu oyimele? Uma sikhuluma ngomuntu oyimele ke uthi ke umuntu ongahlangene necala leli uGininda aliphenyayo.
I object. I submit the witness is being led afresh at this stage.
Yeah. We hear you.
My lord, he was taken by the prosecutor through this.
Now he says you're leading the witness.
Is it a leading question?
Bamda says that.
I don't understand the basis of the objection, but let me
Just
rephrase
explain
it.
what you mean by leading the witness, Mr. Sibande. He says he doesn't understand.
I understand that, my lord. I'm saying I don't understand the basis, but let me rephrase it. Now, according to the evidence of Gininda, you told him once you had made what he calls remarks or utterances that are tantamount to a confession, you told him that you do not have a problem with making a statement to an independent officer. Did you tell Gininda that?
Ngokubufakazi bakhe ke noma ngokubufakazi obothulwa uyena uBrigadier Gininda ukuthi kuloko wamtshela kona ke wena ukuthi ke awunayo inkinga yokuthi ke ungayokhulumisana ke nomuntu oyimele ingaba wakusho yini lokho wena kuBrigadier Gininda?
Cha Nkosi enkantolo akaze ngikukhulume lokho.
No, my lord, I never said that.
And it was further put to you in cross-examination that Gininda stated that he spoke to you privately when this conversation happened. Did you at any stage have a private moment with Gininda away from other officers talking to him?
Okunye futhi okushiwo kuwena kushiwo uyena ke umshushisi ukuthi ke nkathi ke ninale nkulumo wena nayo uBrigadier Gininda anikhulumanga bekhona abanye na nanikhulumela eceleni umbuzo ke uthi sikhona ke isikhathi la khona ke enanikhulumela khona eceleni wena noBrigadier Gininda?
Asikho Nkosi enkantolo njengoba bengishithi babe khona lapha eduze asikho isikhathi sakhuluma khona sobabili Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord, at no stage did we have a private conversation. As I said previously, that they were just here, my lord, close by.
Now it was put to you that you are fabricating the assaults and the events of the 18th of June 2020, that they did not happen. What is your comment?
Okunye futhi okushiwo kwena ukuthi ke lokho kushilo wena ke mayelana naloko kwenzeka nge-18 zika June nokushaya kwakho nge-18 zika June ukuthi yinto engekho uthini wena kulokho?
Mina Nkosi enkantolo ngikhuluma ngento yayikhona Nkosi enkantolo eyenzeka futhi kimi.
I'm talking about something that exists, my lord, and that happened to me.
It was further put to you that the Toyota Fortuner did not go anywhere near the dumping site that you mentioned on the 18th of June 2020.
Okunye futhi ke okushiwo kuwena ke ukuthi ke imoto le yanihamba ngayo iToyota Fortuner ayikaze iyeke kule ndawo le obukhuluma ngayo ukuthi ke ila kwakulahla khona ke udodi.
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyethemba yona moto engangihamba ngayo mina leya Nkosi enkantolo.
I believe, my lord, that that's the vehicle that I was traveling in.
And furthermore, it was put to you that that Toyota Fortuner never went anywhere near where you saw the board that said Orlando on the 19th of June 2020.
Okunye futhi okushiweke noma okutsheliweke ukuthi ngazo i-19 zika June 2020 leya moto leyana ke Toyota Fortuner ayikaze iye kulo hlangothi la uthi wena khona ke wabona ibhodi ebhalwe Orlando.
Nkosi enkantolo ibhodi ngayibona Nkosi enkantolo yimoto engangihamba ngayo Nkosi enkantolo endaweni eningi.
I saw the boat, my lord, and that is the vehicle that I was traveling in most of the places.
Now, in terms of Exhibit JJ that you were taken through, Colonel Rapadu said in his reply, when he was completing the form, you stated to him that you do not have a problem, that you are willing to make a statement freely and voluntarily to him. Did you say that to Colonel Rapadu?
Khona ke elinye izibiti leli ke ebelifunda lana ke ila statement khona ke ekuthiwa senziwa kuyena uKenel Rapadu. Kunendawo la abhalile khona uKenel Rapadu ukuthi wamphendula ke wathi wena ke awunayo inkinga noma uyimisele ukuthi ungakhuluma kuyena ke ukhululekile. Ingaba wakusho yini lokho kuyena uKenel Rapadu ukuthi ungasenza statement nje usenze siphuma kuwena futhi ukhululekile?
Nkosi enkantolo ayikho umuntu engakhuluma naloya baba la Nkosi enkantolo.
No, my lord, there's nothing that I spoke to that gentleman.
Ngoba kube ngenza into ngithanda namanje ngisasho ukuthi kube ngangithanda ngabe sikhona istatement sami ngasibhala ngesandla sami sesiZulu mina.
I'm still maintaining, my lord, that if that was done out of my own free will, then there would have been a statement that I would have written down in my own handwriting in isiZulu.
Now, regarding the statement that you signed, or the document, let me not say the statement, the document that you signed at the magistrate in Boksburg on the 24th of June 2024. Did you sign that document voluntarily and freely?
2024.
Sorry, 2020, 26 June 2020.
Kulokho ke owakusayinda enkantolo yase Boksburg ngaphambi kwake ke umama loyana oyimantshi. Kulokho wakusayinda ngazo i-24 zika June 2020 wasayinda usayina ngokuyithandela noma ngokuphuma kuwena?
Nkosi enkantolo ngiyathemba ukuthi ngithembe lapha ngasayina isignature ngendawo ukuthi ngangisanele ukuthi ngicele lezi zinto engangiqede ngicela ukugeza ngicele nokufona ngangazi ukuthi ngizofonisa yini futhi ngangafonisiwe nganganezwa ney'to zokugeza nkosi enkantolo.
My Lord, I did mention it before this court that when I signed there, that indeed I signed, and when I signed there, it was for the request that I had made, where I requested to make a telephone call as well as getting some toiletries, my Lord.
Now, regarding the events of the 24th of June 2020, after the events at the magistrate where you were taken at the industrial site, it was put to you that those events at the industrial site or park where you were forced to sign and blood spilled on some of the pages of that document, it's a fabrication. What do you say about it?
Okunye futhi ke akushilo kuwena umshushisi ukuthi usuqedileke phambi kwemantshi lapha enkantolo yase Boksburg. Angithi ushilo ukuthi khona ke le ndawo owahanjiswa kuyona ke la uthi kwakunama firm khona. Ukuthi konke lokho okushilo mayelana nalokho kwenzeka kule ndawo ukuthi wasatshiswa khona ke waphoqwa ukuthi usayinde iphepha noma amaphepha nokuthi kwakunegazi elalikhona kulawo maphepha lawo ukuthi yinto engekho leyo.
So sorry Pastor Jonas, before I made a mistake. I said where he signed. Not where he signed, the facts are the same, but where you initialed those BS.
Okay. Utwenze iphutha ke ubaba ngokuthi ke athi usayinde angithi ubushilo ngaphambilini ukuthi usayinde enkantolo. Uma sekufika lapha yana okwenza kuphela ukuthi ufake nje ama BS lapha yana. Uthi ke ulungisa nje le ndawo yokusayinda kodwa la owafaka khona ke o BS.
Ngangibafakisa ngenkani nkosi enkantolo hayi ngokuthanda kwami.
Yes, my Lord, I did initial there. I was forced to. It was not out of my own free will.
And furthermore, regarding the financial inducement that you testified about, the 3 million offered to you by Brigadier Gininda, it was put to you that's a blatant lie.
Okunye futhi ke mayelana 3 million okhulumile ngayo yena ke wena ke usho ukuthi ke wawuthenjiswa uyena uBrigadier Gininda ushilo ke kuwena ke umshushisi ukuthi nje amanga ahlaza la.
Nkosi enkantolo ngikhuluma ngento eyenzeka nkosi enkantolo lokho uthi nginamanga ahlaza ngithi wayengekho yena.
My Lord, I am conveying here or I'm speaking about something that happened for the state to then say that it was a blatant lie. The state wasn't there, my Lord.
Now, regarding the people that were involved in the alleged assault, torture, and abuse, a question was put to you yesterday, or a proposition was put to you, whether amongst those people you include the magistrate, Mrs. Kronje, Ms. Mutlaping, the interpreter, perhaps even extended to the magistrate in Rustenburg. What is your response to that today?
Kunombuzo ke obuziwe izolo mayelana ke nabantu ababekhona ke ekushayweni kwakho noma ke ukuthi kubona abantu laba ekuthiwa ke abantu abakubophela amanqine enyathu ukuthi ke nakubona labo bantu labo ubufaka imagistrate imantshi le yase Boksburg eyasehlabana kanye naye uTolika ukuthi labantu laba bahlanganyela bonke base benza ke lokho.
Nkosi enkantolo kube Rustenburg ngangathola ithuba lokukhuluma ngangaphakamisa isandla phambi kwenkosi enkantolo hayi ngoba ngangena ngikhishiwe nje ngingangena lapho ngena khona ibosha ngingeniswa ngomunye umnyango kuthiwa ngifika mangena enkantolo sekusuma umuntu yakhoma umuntu ekuthiwa mangiphume ngihambe.
My Lord, if I had been afforded an opportunity to address the court or to speak in Rustenburg, then I would have, my Lord. But what would happen in Rustenburg is that I would not be taken through where the other prisoners were taken, and or maybe I would just go into court and then someone stands up and addresses the court, and then I'm told to leave again.
Okwamaphoyisa nkosi enkantolo ngasho ukuthi asebenze okwamaphoyisa.
With regards to the police, I would then say yes, all the police work together.
Engamazi nkosi enkantolo umama lo omlungu yena ukuthi usebenza kuphi namanje akumazi usebenza kuphi.
The person that I don't know as to where she works is the white lady, my lady. Up to now, I don't know where she works.
Thank you, Malad. Now, certain discrepancies were put to you by my learned colleague, pointed to you that you did not, for example, tell or confront the magistrate regarding the leg irons. You did not show Colonel Rapad with the bloody T-shirt, and
the bloody vest. You recall those kind of discrepancies that were put to you?
Kunezinto ezishiwo ke kuwena ke ukuthi ungazange uzisho noma uyichazeke ukuthi ke imantshi awuyitshelanga noma awuzange uyikhombise ukuthi wena ke la enyaweni uboshiwe uKenneth Raphato awuzange umtshengiseke ukuthi ke wawune t-shirt iskipa kanye futhi nevest eyayinegazi.
Kosenkantolo okokuqala ngizoqala ngiphendula ngobaba lo uRaphato.
Firstly, my lord, I am going to answer answer with regards to Kenneth Raphato.
Ngizomkhombisa kanjani kosenkantolo umuntu engishawe khona la?
How was I going to show him, or how was I supposed to show him when he was there during the assault, my lord?
Ngiphinde ngibuyele ku magistrate kosenkantolo.
Then now go to the magistrate, my lord. Yebo.
Answer yami ngethemba nala ngiphendulile ukuthi nakho nalapha abhale khona ukuthi ngangiqokweni akayibhalanga ecathulo kwafanele ayibhale ecathulo nkosenkantolo.
Even here, my lord, I did note or even point the court that here, my lord, the magistrate noted down as to what it is that I was wearing, but the magistrate didn't note down the shoes that I was wearing or the shoes.
Okhomba khona ukuthi ayikho into angibuza yona nkosenkantolo.
Which is an indication, my lord, that I was never asked anything by the magistrate.
Wangibona uwafu ngoba wayehlele ngalo kwetafula wayengibone ingaphezulu kuphela.
Because the magistrate was seated on the other side of the bench, my lord, the magistrate could only see the upper part of my body.
Now, the question that I want to put to you, or the proposition, is this. These events that you testified about from last week, Thursday, until now, happened on the 16th of June, from the 16th of June, 2020, until you testified here in court. Were you writing, whilst you were seated there, certain questions or certain issues that you should put or remind your counsel as he was asking questions here, like we do here, to remind ourselves with notes?
Uzokhumbula ke ukuthi wena ke okwenzeka suka ngelanga oboshwa ngalo nge-16 zika June 2020 kuze kube angithi uqale ukwethula ubufakazi bakho ngeviki elidlule ngolwesine kuze kube manje ke nkathi uhlezi lapha yana ubuthi uma ulalele kwethula ubufakazi lana obubhala phansi yini izinto ofisa ukuthi uyitshela ummeli wakho noma izinto wena ozothi uma ufika la uzokwethula ubufakazi uzisho ububhala phansi yini umbuzo?
Cha nkosenkantolo bengaphathi pen nephepha.
No, my lord, I didn't carry a pen and a paper.
Now, the second proposition is that these events, like I said, happened 16 June 2020, some 3 years ago. How is your memory now of those events compared to when they happened back then in 16 June 2020?
Ngishilo ke ukuthi ke izehlakalo lezi ezenzeka nge-16 zika June 2020 manje ke asithi nje iminyaka nje emithathu indlela ke okhumbula ngayo noma osakhumbula ngayo lokho okwenzeka manje uma uqhathanisa nalesi sikhathi ke uma zaziqeda nje zazisanda ukwenzeka ukuthi indlela okhumbula ngayo uma uqhathanisa manje nangalesi sikhathi indlela okhumbula ngayo ungathi ikanjani? Angazume ngizwa yini?
Ngicela ungiphindela understand.
Angithi konke lokho owethula ubufakazi ngakho kwenzeka nge-16 zika June 2020. Angithi ukusuka nge-16 zika June. Angithi manje ke uma kwenzeka ngalesi sikhathi indlela okhumbula ngayo ngesikhathi ekwakwenzeka namanje njengoba sekuyiminyaka emithathu kwenzeka uma uqhathanisa indlela okhumbula ngayo konke lokho kwenzeka uzothi manje ukhumbula kanjani kunalesi sikhathi kwaqeda ukwenzeka noma kwakwenzeka ngaso?
Nkosenkantolo okunye ngiyakukhumbula nkosenkantolo okuningi mina.
Some I can remember, my lord, the majority of.
Ngoba nkosenkantolo yinto engihlele kakhulu enhlizweni ngihlele nkosenkantolo bangalapha phambi kwakho nje.
Because it is something that is in my heart, my lord. It is there in my heart as I am before appearing before this court.
Ngoba nkosenkantolo angihlukumeza umuntu Nama ngifuna umuntu ongihlukumeza emhlabeni.
Because I do not ill-treat or abuse anyone, and I also don't want anyone who is going to abuse me, my Lord, on this earth.
Now, talking about the heart, you were confronted that Dr. Tlhokwe mentions the heart in his report, that you've got a heart problem or condition in his report, and the magistrate similarly mentions in one of her observations or the recorders that you've got a heart problem. Did you tell the magistrate and Dr. Tlhokwe that you had a heart condition?
Usakhuluma ke ngayo inhliziyo kumbiko wakhe udokotela uThlokwe lonyana ke wesibhedlela sangaleke eRustenburg kanye nayo imantshi lena ke yase Boksburg babhalileke kumimbiko yabo ke ukuthi ke wabatshela wena ke ukuthi une khona ukuhluphayo ke ngenhliziyo noma okwakuhlupha ingabe wabatshela yini wena ukuthi ke uhlutshwa inhliziyo?
Nkosi enkantolo lokho ngishilo ukuthi iphutha elikhulu Nkosi enkantolo.
I did say, my Lord, that was a big lie.
Nkosi enkantolo ayikho ikapani engangiqasha yomgodi nginesifo senhliziyo.
No company or mining company, my Lord, would let me work there when I am having a heart condition.
As the court pleases, my Lord, it's nearing 11:05. I request that we take a short adjournment so that I can confer with my colleagues on certain aspects. We'll resume after tea time.
Tea time, ne?
Is that
And
it?
yes, my lord. And further, we do not have any witness for the testimony of accused number 2.
Okay.
That is the case for accused
For
number
accused number
for
two.
witness. Understand, my lord.
Okay, thank you.
qedile ke baba uRamsipile ukuthi kanaye eminye imibuzo azokubuza yona akekho futhi nofakazi enizombiza.
So, when do is argument? When is it?
Is it please the court, my lord?
Yeah.
My lord, at the close of the defense case, request an indulgence to put the following on record as an addendum or a court itself
Yeah, fine.
to the defense case. My lord, number 1 is with regard to the OP, the occurrence book entries.
Yeah.
It will be noted, my lord, that they've already been read into the content thereof has already been read into the record by, amongst others, Brigadier Kininda, I think Sergeant Mohula and Sergeant Mohane. Now, to try and dispel a notion at the end of it all, that by virtue of the fact that the defense did not object to them when they were read into record, then it could be argued that by in a way of the fact that we did not object to their reading into record, our conduct would then amount to the fact that we tacitly admitted or agreed or consented to the correctness of the contents thereof. The following is their position, my lord. That the defense would like to put it categorically clear that in as much as they were read into record, the correctness of the contents thereof is still in dispute. We do not and we did not admit to the correctness of the contents of those entries as were read into record. And in fact, just to give a proper perspective in this regard, the state had approached the defense on numerous occasions, requesting the defense to admit to the correctness of the contents of those entries, and we had always been very specific in our response thereto that we do not admit same. They could have been read into record. It means the defense simply admitted those records for what they purport to be, but not really the correctness of the contents thereof. That remained a dispute between the defense and the state. That was just point number 1, my lord. Point number 2, my lord. I'm not done. Point number 2, my lord.
He says it's not done.
Yeah, we just want to raise an objection, my lord. We don't know what the process Advocate Mnis is following. We've reached the end of the state case. The matter needs to be now adjourned for argument. These are the issues that should be canvassed in argument and not at this point, my lord.
No, fine. Let Mr. Mnisi finish. He says it's not yet through.
I've said, my lord, that with what I'm trying to do here, or I am doing here, is to dispel the notion which could be created to the effect that by virtue of the fact that that the defense did not raise this, therefore the correctness of the contents of those OB entries is therefore not in dispute. I just wanted to put that on record very clear.
So you're saying it is in dispute?
Yes.
Why didn't you object then? Because when Ginina read the OBs and Mahanu
yes.
and Mahola, you had a right to say those entries there, we dispute them, they are not correct. You didn't do that.
That is the reason why, my lord, I am saying that the state knew then. Actually, it was incumbent upon
I
the state
don't know
to.
that because you say you held the talks with Mr.
Yes,
I wasn't there.
that is so, my lord. That
And I
is
sit here.
yes.
If you can give me authority for the propositions you are making, fine. Like, I'm prepared to adjourn. Go and give me authorities for the proposition you are submitting to say that because the OBs were not, during the course of the trial, disputed by yourselves. Therefore, this court shouldn't take it for granted that they are correct or that they were not disputed. Give me authority for that. I do everything on the basis of authorities.
My
Code
lord,
me
accept-
authority, England, Canada, Australia. I'm listening, fine, okay.
May I get this very clear, my lord?
Yes.
That by virtue of the fact that the court is requesting that I should bring an, or I should produce an
Yes,
authority.
because I don't know such an authority. That after the case has been debated, questions asked, Mr. Ramusipidi closed his case, Mr. Gomezulu closed the case of number 1, the state also had closed this case. Now, the procedure tells me you've got to argue the matter. You can argue the matter, fine. But like I say, I know of no procedure where you stand up and you canvass issues. Mr. Baloi, maybe
My lord, there is nothing that I'm conversing here. I'm saying it's just a clarification.
who are you clarifying, Mr. Munisi?
Yes.
Who are you clarifying?
I'm saying let me put this on record.
Give me an authority for that. No problem.
An
Come with
authority,
an authority and say in the case of so and so, this is what happened. Fine, no problem. And I'm prepared to adjourn, and you can come with that argument on Monday. No problem. No problem. Tell me, maybe I'm ignorant. This is what happened in this case. I know normally there's an application by either of the parties, either the defense or the state, to reopen their cases for such an exigence. I know that. But you are not opening the case. You are just telling me after the case is closed. You are not making an application to say you, as a representative of the team of the defense, you wish to open your case based on this and that and that and that and that. That's how it's done. Mr. Mgomezulu, you are an advocate. How is it done?
okay,
No, you don't have to sit down.
okay, thank you, my lord.
My lord, I agree with the court in terms of the procedure after both parties have closed their cases. It will be a procedure for either of the party to bring an application to reopen.
Yeah, that's the procedure I know. So, Mr. Mnisi, if you say the way you're saying it, if you say you've got authority for that, fine. Then and Monday I come, and then you come with that application. Or you come with that submission. No problem. Okay.
May I wrap up, my lord?
Yeah, wrap up.
My lord, I've indicated that we were approached by the state with a view that we should admit the correctness of the contents of the OP entries. We said that we cannot do because we do not have instructions. But nonetheless, the state then proceeded to read the contents, the contents of the OP entries, which we have specifically indicated to the state that we do not admit to their correctness. As far as I'm concerned, my lord, and insofar as I am standing, it was then incumbent upon the state to have alerted the court that in as much as the defense is allowing the reading of the said OP entries into record, this then should not be understood to mean that the defense is acceding to the correctness of the contents thereof. That is the position that the
Mr.
state
Mnisi,
should have actually
no.
brought to the attention of the court, my lord, and not vice versa.
Yeah, you should have raised that when Gininda was reading the OB, you cross-examine him, you had all the opportunity to cross-examine him and say, Brigadier Gininda, who wrote those OBs? like Sibande said, it's Ramat what? The other one?
Mr. Mulifa and Mr. Ramachan.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
That's it.
But the state already knew that, man.
Wait. Mr. Mlife and Ramachala or whatever. When he wrote those OBs, were you there? That type of cross-examination.
That is
But you let the guy testify, you don't dispute anything. When the cases are closed, you want the case to start afresh. I'm prepared to reopen both the state case and the defense case, mero moto, after what you are saying. And then I can even recall all the guys like Gninda, who are the other guys who read the records, the OBs.
Sergeant Mohani.
And you can cross-examine them. And actually, if those guys are still alive, some of the scribes of those OBs, are they still alive?
Well, they should be, my lord.
If they're still alive, you can call them. They must come and testify there and say, it is I who wrote here.
I'm not so sure we should be calling them, my lord. Because then those should
you
have been
want the
witnesses
correctness
for the
of the
state.
OBs, don't use. The
Excuse me, my
correctness.
lord.
The correctness, you say the correctness of the OBs were not accessible.
My lord, that those witnesses should actually have been the witnesses for the state. And the reason why I'm emphasizing on this, my lord, is because the state already knew that position. It was
there.
therefore for the
What you
state to have brought
discuss
that.
with this, no, that's not procedure. What you discuss with the state doesn't concern me. I'm concerned with what happens in court here.
Yes.
I was seated here, Ginina reading the OB.
Yes.
You were all here. You didn't cross-examine him. You know the law. If you don't dispute that, there's a conclusive argument which can be made about whether you agree or not.
Yes.
Moholejo, who's the lady?
Hola.
Mahola also read the OBs.
Yes.
And even
Mohane as well.
Mahano
Yes.
read the OBs.
Yes.
And you guys didn't cross-examine on that. So what must I do?
Because, my lord, the
Give me the
state when
authority,
it did
Mr.
that.
Minister. No,
Yes.
just give me the authority. Fine.
In
I've told
respect-
you,
in
give me
respect
the
of which
authority and
aspect,
prepared
my
to
lord?
listen. Because I don't know of any procedure like that. Never.
In
I've
any
never.
event, my lord, I think the court was correct in saying that the court is prepared to Meromo to reopen the case.
Yes, because I'm a fair man.
So that these
I'm
issues
very,
should,
very
yes,
fair.
I can
That's
say,
why
my
the
lord, yes.
court can Meromoto open it,
Yes,
which
ma'am.
is unprecedented in our law, by the way.
Yes, my lord.
It's unprecedented.
Yes.
I'm prepared to do it
Yes,
for
ma'am.
fairness,
As it
so
is
that
the court,
nobody
ma'am.
must complain that, mina ngikobele esakeni, hey, the judge, hey. Prepared. I'll make an addendum. What is your view, Mr.
As it is the
My lord,
court.
we propose that the matter be adjourned. We'll address those issues. We'll have a chapter on public documents, the admissibility of public documents, section 234, the evidence of the witnesses, whether those documents have been proven. Hence, we were objecting against the process that Advocate Nis is embarking upon. They should address that issue in their heads, my lord.
Yeah, so what your view is, they shouldn't
Yes.
reopen the state case. I mean, their
Yes.
cases.
Yes.
No, they can open it. Mr. Nisi, you can reopen your client's case. This court says you can. If there's something very critical you think it will
Yes.
affect your preparation and debate and submissions, you can reopen the defense case. And I'm even prepared to do it now, so that Monday you come with whatever submissions you want based on after
Yes.
reopening the case.
Yes, because he's arguing the question of weight to be attached to certain documents, which is a matter of argument, my lord.
Okay, you're at liberty to reopen your case on Monday, okay? And bring the authorities.
I'm not here on Monday, my lord.
Where are you now?
I'm somewhere else, my lord. I'm not available on Monday. But I would request somebody to come and stand in for me.
Mr. Masipidili, because this concerns your clients, Mr. Ramasipidi and Mr. Mgomezulu. What are you saying?
I was caught off guard. man.
Hello?
I was caught off guard.
No, you know the law, man.
Yes, but my
You
lord,
reopen the case. Okay, if the case is closed, you can't address the court
may I just
on the procedural aspects which you just let go. You apply to reopen the case, and if the application has merit, the court grants it. It happens every day. Even in the Supreme Court, counsel can argue that Mokhotleng, when he was representing Mr. Sebande, did not do it properly because, for instance, there is this case which says this and this and this. He didn't canvass it. So this gentleman who I'm now representing did not have a fair representative chance because Mokhotleng Kennedy doesn't know the law. Then the SEA reopens the case for you to argue that exigence. I'm prepared to do it. But you don't address a submission without applying for reopening the case. That's the procedure. Is that not so, Mr. Mbezu?
that is my lord. My lord, in my personal view, I'm prepared to argue that aspect.
You are?
I'm prepared to argue that aspect at a later stage during the argument.
On that point, I rest my case as well. I abandon.
Okay, fine. So Monday you're not here.
This argument is abandoned, my lord.
It's abandoned.
Yes.
Oh, okay, fine.
Thank you.
Kafushane udaba obelivela lana nanjengoba ubufakazi sebuqediwe ke ukuthi bethule bese beshilo ke nawo Mr. Ramsipile ukuthi akekho nofakazi abazombiza ubese veza udaba ke advocate Mnisi ukuthi nanjengoba kunezincwadi zasemaselini ezifundiwe la ifundiwe uyena Brigadier Kininda uSergeant Mukhola kanye nawo uSergeant Mukhane ebethi ke bona ke beabameli babo abasolwa noma bevumileke ukuthi ayifunde lezo ncwadi la enkantolo lokho akusho ukuthi bayavumelana nalokho okufundiwe ke lana kafushane ke ukuthi lokho bekufanele ukuthi ke bakwenze inkathi labo fakazi bekwenza ke beyifunda le ncwadi kodwa bangakuvezike lokho manje nanjengoba sekuphothulwe konke ofakazi sebeqedile ukuthi babizwe khona ke lapha kodwa ke egcineni usethi cha akasaqhubekike naloko abekuveziwe.
Okay, so we postpone for argument then.
Indeed, my lord.
So how many days?
We've been discussing about the timetable for the filing of the heads. Our proposal, subject to the court approval, was that at least if we can file, if all the parties can maybe file their heads in a week's time, that we have the whole
What's
of
a week's time?
we have the whole of next week, my lord, to compile the heads, and we then argue the matter Monday in a week's time.
Is that time called a week's time?
Yes.
You must give me dates.
Yes. I'll
Say we have agreed that the heads should be
Yes.
filed on the 1st of the year of Jesus Christ 1.
Yes.
Then you're talking.
Yes, that will be, in other words, all the parties will go compile the heads for the whole of next week. Maybe we file by Monday the 26th, and maybe argue the matter either that Monday or
26th of February.
yes, argue the matter on the Tuesday the 27th. So, my lord,
What's the date today?
today is the 16th.
16.
Yes. This is just a proposal from the state side. It's an issue that we wanted to converse with the court
Is that
yesterday
so?
when we came around to see the court in chambers.
16th. The 21st, this is 5 days. Sorry, the 21st, what will be the date?
Friday will be the 23rd.
This Friday?
No,
The following Friday?
Yes, the following Friday will be the 23rd.
Yeah, let's file. The defense can file on the 23rd. And you want to respond. You must file and they must respond or vice versa.
Yes, well, that was one of the issues that we're debating, whether you know, we should do it as
The onus is on you. sir.
in
It's on the
civil
state.
matters. Yes,
So
yes.
the state must prepare heads if it wants to. And I'm not forcing anybody to prepare heads.
Yes.
If you think you can come and argue out of your head, no
Yes.
problem.
Yeah. We're trying to short-circuit the whole process because if the state files and the defense responds, that would mean we have to adjourn for approximately, I think, 2 to 3 weeks. And
So what happens then?
So-
Everybody files on the 26th.
yes, everybody files on the 26th. Then we.
Is it okay, Mr.
we
Mnisi?
argue on the
Khumalo,
27th.
All of you. Is it okay?
Normally what happens, my lord, is the state must file first and then we respond. We need to respond to what the state has alleged.
Yeah,
so we
so
cannot file
when do you file?
simultaneous.
They say they want to respond. When do you file?
We will file by the on the 26th, my lord.
And then they respond when?
Yeah, well, I suppose they'll have another week to respond.
If I can just make a submission, my lord, that the state be directed to file the heads in 5 working days, my lord, from today, which will be Friday next week.
The 23rd.
The 23rd, my lord.
Right?
And then the defense be directed also to file 5 days after that, which will be the 1st of March. Then we can come back, my lord, on the 4th to argue the matter. That's my
Is it
submission.
agreed?
We will fall in
Okay,
with.
fine.
That's basically what we are suggesting, my lord.
Ukukhulumisana
Okay, fine.
ke sorry. Ngendaba yamalanga ke lana ngoba kufanele manje okufanele ukuthi kuyenzeka ke emva kokuthi seqedwe konke ukuthi ke kulethwe izethulo phambi kwenkantolo kuthiwa ke makhulunywa ke ukuthi kufanele kube umbuso oqala ekubona ke abelethe izethulo zabo bazokwazi ke abameli ukuthi baphenduleke kulokho umbuso ke wona ke ilanga abalibekayo i26 zika February bathi ngalelo langa bazoletha ezabizethulo ukuthi ke inkantolo ayithathe siphi isinqumo ngaloko bekwenzeka bese kuthi ke abameli sebekutholile lokho ngazo i26 bona bacela futhi ezinye insuku ezi5 abazokwazi ukuthi baphenduleke bese kuthi ke manje uma kuvezwa nje ukuthi ke ile nabo ke bazothola yabi 5 days after noma emuva kwalo ilanga langa i26.
Okay, then it's agreed. Then the matter then is postponed to the 1st of March, subject of obviously to the fact that the state files its heads by the 23rd.
Be the 4th of March, my lord.
The 4th of March. That's,
Yes,
yeah,
it's
that's
a
the
Monday,
case.
yes.
Yeah, but then you file on the 25th. And then the response is when?
On the 1st of
On the 1st of March, and we come back on the 4th.
Yes, ma'am.
I can tell you now, the JP is going to be displeased because he had said 2 days, today and Monday. Because you've got a weekend.
Phakathi kwabameli
No, you don't work over weekends, Mr. Ngomezo.
No, man.
sekuvunyelene ke phakathi kombuso kanye nabameli ukuthi ke icala lihlehliselwa ke zona ke i4 kundasa kulanga kwinyanga ke elandelayo ngoba ke nge26 kuzotholakala izethulo zabashushisi bese kuthi ke banikezwa iviki abameli benu ukuthi baphenduleke bona bazophenduka ke ngalo ngosuku lokuqala ke kuyena undasa bese kuthi siyabuya ke thina ngomsombuluko olandelayo ngazo i4 so icala ke lihlehliselwa i4 zika March sizwana.
Okay, then we can adjourn.
Okay, 4 yeah 4 March yes.
Abantu bazobuya bona.